Hey guys, today I thought it would be a funny idea if I made an audio commentary for my new video, my first year experience. First of all, thanks for the support on this. This is one of the hardest videos I've ever made. That sounds very strange, but and also thank you Animations on Fire, whoever that guy is. He probably smells really bad for saying this for saying this. Anyway, without further ado, let's get started with the audio commentary. So this year I started secondary school, which for you Americans is basically just. You may see that there's like animated fire in the background. In like the new software I'm using, ToonSquid. This is the first video I've used it on. You can like add like videos, get like gifs or gifs, whatever you call it. I don't know your political stance on this. There's like so yeah, I did that a lot of times throughout the video to just show off because I don't know because I'm just really cool. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. High school, I guess. Yeah. And in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience there. I don't know what else you expected. Let's just get into the video. When you move into any kind of new school, you're gonna have to lose some friends from that transition. This was very hard for me since one of the many friends I was gonna lose from that was my best friend of all time, Zach. Me and Zach have been friends since I first started school, and we've had a long history together, most of which I've already told on my channel or actually just originate from that. Our school experience had gotten worse in the past couple of years, and we've had better times outside of school, but either way, I was still sad not to see my best friend every day. Nevertheless, you can't escape the inevitable, so the final day of school came, which was very emotional. Besides me leaving Zach. Okay, the emotional scene is done. But the day of school came. There's like very in the background here. There's when I left primary school, which is uh like elementary school and middle school combined. I guess it's like before high school. In Ireland, we have it. Yeah, you get it. And at the end of the end, like the end, I what am I talking about? So at the end, I like drew a picture of my entire class and all the teachers, and I like photocopied it and gave it to everyone in my class and most of my teachers because most of them I couldn't find, and yeah, I wanted to put this in the background as like a nice little nod to it. I removed all the names because I don't want to include that. And yeah, uh, do you like this background? Also, I added like some cool shading. Because I can do that in my new software. Besides me leaving Zach. Still technically do it in FlipaClip. You just have to use like the blending, like overlay thing. Yeah. I wonder why that was. It's not like there was some sort of theme park we were going to the day after. Anyway, me and Zach hung out quite a bit over the summer, so we didn't really have our emotional goodbye, I guess. Anyway, sorry, Phineas and Ferb, yay! Pop. Summer's over, and now you have to go back to school. Or in this case, a new school. Look at that background. Our first day wasn't in the actual school and was on a football field where we played. Just high resolution. Henry, doesn't that make it a rugby field? Oh, sorry about that, guys. I get a bit angry when people bring that up. Anyway, when I was told to play rugby, I instead just walked around doing nothing, ranking Invader Zim episodes in my head for Invader Zim. Like I do whenever I'm told to play a sport. There was another first day we had, which was in a classroom this time. This is where I met my first friend in the school, who I'll call... Kind of reminiscent.
Ryan.
That guy,
Reynolds.
He, sure was a character. In the school, there was a lunchtime club that you could go to, so, I went there. I met a lot of peculiar people there, like Flaky Animates, who was already in my class, but my brain can't fit more than, like, 3 people in it. So say something, Sir Flake.
Microwave?
Boo! That smells! Person I met at this club was an extremely mid guy. Like Flaky's video. Jack. Well, for the sake of this video, Stickman! I hate this person. Live and learn. But he is funny. And it is funny to act like I hate him, even if he's one of my best friends. I always do this joke where I tell him he's mid, and tell him he's not a gamer, and will forever be a lamer. Yeah. Shakespearean writing, I believe. Me and him do a bunch of goofy stuff, including things like locking out my school iPad for 3 hours. Oh yeah,
that
I forgot
happened.
to mention.
Yep.
Everyone has iPads in the school, which went very well, and absolutely nothing went wrong. And everyone used the iPads responsibly. Library! I love the library in this school. The one in my old school is just kind of average. But this one, it's got DVDs. I've never mentioned this before, but I do still like using
Don't judge me.
I call them. And this library had them. Most of the movies were more like classic, like E.T., Sing Street, School of Rock, Paddington.
My favorite thing is probably
I rented out all of these, and me and the librarian had some nice conversations about the movie. Speaking of which, the librarian. Me and the librarian got on pretty well. We both seem to have an interest in Dovtas, so yeah. There was also an animation club that I went to where I talked to a guy who
subscribe to Flicky Animates.
I randomly met him while I was waiting for my mum to collect me. He was waiting for his mum too, and he was just
when this happened, I was
like,
I could so make a video about this, and now I actually did.
So I became friends. Anyway, let's
such
rapid fire on some random stories. My iPad wallpaper changes every time you open it. They're all stupid memes. I've had the website spinning rat.online running on my iPad for over a month. One time I randomly posted the letter G in some random hidden channel in the rugby group chat on Teams. Then months later realized people were spam replying it, so I joined in until people were taking the joke so far to the point where people were spamming on other separate messages until the teacher just straight up archived the channel we were spamming in, and I was scared that I was going to get publicly executed. But fortunately nothing happened.
Yeah, that did happen. And I wrote like an email to them like apologizing for the thing, but it turns out they didn't really care. And my mom told me, yeah, that you didn't really do much. Yeah, so I take it back. I do not apologize. I don't apologize for that.
PowerPoints! In
totally
English and Irish class, we were once given a PowerPoint to do, both at the same time. For English, we had to do a project about a place that meant something to us. I chose my playroom. And for Irish, we had to do a project about our house. I chose my house. The Irish project was nothing special. I barely knew how to speak Irish, but the teacher seemed to like it. I put a joke in there.
Irish exemption.
Blah 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 blah. I totally speak Irish, and I'm not doing this so my viewer retention doesn't go down. Anyway, let's see what's on the next slide.
Now this part, this has a funny story behind it. So when I was recording me screaming extremely loudly, like my house. My dad was about to go out and like call me out for dinner, and so he knocked on. Like I'm in the playroom right now, and like right next to me there's like a window, and my dad was about to knock on the window, and I was like screaming, like no, my house. You know how my microphone glitches out there, like.
Anyway, let's see what's on the next slide.
See what's on the next slide. You hear how? That's because I screamed so loud that you could hear it from outside of the playroom. It's like an entirely different, like separate part of my house. It's like outside, and my dad could hear it outside because he was just like next to the window, so he just heard me screaming, and we just laughed about it afterwards. Anyway, also yes, I did scream this in the class, just like no, my house, and then went on to the next slide.
My English project was much better in my opinion.
Yeah.
For context, my English teacher is extremely funny and unhinged.
Got a 65 on my summer exams for English.
Not sound good. She says stuff like, I will rip off your head and kick it across the hallway. She is quite possibly the best teacher ever made.
Best teacher.
Anyway, the project.
Wow.
Hey guys, welcome to my video.
I uploaded this like unlisted.
Going through my English projects, so yeah.
So some of you may have saw before.
That.
Alright, let's go look at these. Look at my tabs. Yeah. Okay, so first there's the script, then there's Flaky, there's the soccer song, Coco Melon. Why is my computer on fire? How to clear search history, Firefox. Pay attention and stop staring at the tabs. Don't ask about the naked mole rats.
Ignore that. I was.
Nothing happened there.
Anyway,
Play from
here's
stars.
Here's my playroom.
And my playroom, Henry edition. I always do that for every like
my headphones.
thing.
Henry edition, my playroom. What the hell?
Okay, you know how I wanted to like have like just like swearing in this like project. I don't like to swear anymore because I don't know. I feel like it. And I just wanted to put the swearing there just to be funny. So, mm, I I kind of regret doing that, but you know what are you
How
gonna
is
do?
this
Sue
stupid
me?
place?
No.
First of all, no language.
I'd
Second,
always would. I
it's a
have
place I
great
spent a lot
lawyers.
of time in growing, even though I'm
I
still
can
a
use
kid.
my slaves,
In this
aka
playroom, there's an
fans.
Xbox, a piano, annoying children,
Yeah,
and chairs.
Minecraft
What more
Xbox
could you
One
ask
Edition.
for? Me and my brothers would spend nearly every day in this,
I said that too
in this
early.
room playing Minecraft or playing Woodies. Look, there's Woody.
Yoink.
Why else do you like this playroom?
I always
other
did like
than
the
nostalgia,
before
you
ever.
stupid boy,
Whenever
you
I
really
say
cannot
something.
say that word. Miss English teacher's gonna kill us.
Yeah, Miss
By
English
the way, I
teacher.
have to censor
Yeah, my
some of
favorite
this
teacher.
because I don't want to get doxxed.
Don't know how you
Maybe,
get
maybe
doxed from
those
someone
threats
else
were
in
real. Anyway, I like this playroom because it feels very cozy and warm for some reason. Probably because of all the farts.
Yeah, I really regret putting that joke there. As I say in the subtitles here, you're welcome that I do subtitles, by the way. I hate doing these. These suck. Huh? So, when I was making the project, my grandmother said that I should like that's not a funny joke and I should get rid of it. But I was like, no, it'll be funny. It was not. I mean, people did chuckle because you know we're like 2-year-olds. But I now regret putting it there. So yeah.
I regret putting that joke there. It's also weirdly quiet for some reason.
Yeah,
I
I'm
go in there
recording
to
here.
record stuff like this. This is where I'm
Could have
recording.
cut that part out. But
Listen to this. It's beautiful.
oh, let's see if I sound good.
I
Oh,
don't
let's
even know
see
if
if
you
I
could hear that
sound good.
because, don't ask what the context is. I was recording it.
I don't know what my class already knows about my YouTube channel. I forgot to mention this in the video, but when I first started the school year, the maths teacher, who's like really cool, he he for some reason knew about my YouTube channel and some other person's YouTube channel in the class. Somehow, I don't know. He just like he said he had a YouTube channel where he does math stuff, and he said like, I know some of you have it, and he pointed to like me and the other guy. I I don't know how he figured that out, but to be honest, I don't care. I'm pretty open about my YouTube channel to my class. I probably should have mentioned that. I don't like to hide my YouTube channel. I'm pretty proud of my channel. Is this player
This is a very interesting.
I think I should have included this. I'm just gonna read out what I said. Ever since 2020, my parents have had to start working from home, so they converted the playroom into an office. My parents aren't evil, unlike their son, so they didn't get rid of the actual playroom parts. There's still the Xbox and the chairs. There's actually more chairs. Such a big improvement. Now, Henry, was that so hard to read? Do you think you would have lost so many viewers? Bye.
Other than the first part,
Anything is Sonic 06. I've never played
Is
it.
this playroom still around? Good, you stop swearing. Anyway, what the hell
Yawn.
did you expect? Of course
This-
it's still around.
I'm getting so bored.
You could go, listen to that.
Oh yeah, wait, this is one of my favorite parts.
What is this?
Peppa
Oh
Pig.
yeah, I'm supposed to be screaming here. What does the playroom look like? Shut up! I mean, be relatively silent.
Sound like the
Playroom looks
Looney
like
Tunes
this.
guy.
Look, chairs. I
Don't
didn't
ask
put
who
that
that
there
is.
because, again, don't want to be doxxed.
Yeah, I just edited
I
my
don't have a
thing.
picture of the Xbox. Well, I think I do. I'm just too lazy to find it.
Yeah,
So here's a picture of Peppa Pig in the playroom.
I had to go like take a new picture of the
Peppa Pig.
Xbox.
He's there.
I was fine with showing my Xbox since you've seen that before in some of my old videos.
Hey, Henry, you stupid. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to do like a joke here.
Yeah, I was.
I was like, what's that mysterious glow in the distance?
Hey, look, it's a Simpsons
Give us
movie
the
reference.
picture of the Xbox! No, I don't want to give it to you. Do it or else we're gonna turn you into a Microsoft PowerPoint Ripple transition.
I just
Wait,
came up with that
no,
on the spot when
please!
I first said that
Alright,
when I was
fine.
presenting
Here's
it.
the
I just came
Xbox.
up
Are
with
you
it on the
happy
spot.
now? Anyway, I've blabbered on for long enough, so in conclusion, I like my playroom. The end. I like this picture. It's almost like I've been using it for almost 3 years. I do I've done projects, school
Speak
projects
properly.
before. I should make a video about that if I'm running low on
Yeah,
HP.
I should make a video about that,
Oh,
but to be
post-credit
honest, I'm a
scene.
bit tired from making
What's
videos.
this? It's
as
my
I say while
house.
recording a new video.
Hope it doesn't blow up this time.
Yeah, it doesn't blow up.
Hey, what's this? I hate my lap! Anyway, enough stories. It's time for exams. Yeah, we're not talking about this. Exams are boring. If you're wondering, I did pretty mediocre for the Christmas exams, mostly.
Also, here,
if you're wondering,
this is like me testing if I could make a rig in like Toon Squid, because you can do that. It didn't really work very well. I wanna figure out how to make a rig someday, so I don't have to keep drawing everything. But I can understand if you want to keep like forcing me to draw things. But you know, what are you gonna do? I need to figure out how to make that rig. That'll be cool. Maybe more videos.
I did pretty mediocre for the Christmas exams, mostly because I barely studied and wasn't taking it very seriously. Yeah. And I did better.
The reason why he like speaks like that is because one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Graham Apple, he just does that, just like. So I thought it'd be like kind of funny to do that. I draw eyes like this
the summer exams. Anyway, we're gonna talk about something very cool.
Also, the subtitles are exactly timed to the exact frame where they start. So let's go back here.
And I did better.
So when the scene changes, look at the subtitles.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about something very cool. School trip, Tato Park 2, yeah! So we were going to a place called Flynn Park, which if you don't know is just a place where you climb and do obstacle clouds like this. The entire
that picture there, I took that myself at the place. Look at that.
Park, which if you don't know is just a place where you
looks
climb
really
and
cool.
do obstacle clouds like this.
You barely see Henry here. Look there. This is what I had to climb on. If you went here, you stood where I stood. If you went on the Carnival cruise where Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked was filmed, you stood where they stood. Only true gamers would get that reference.
The entire class was going, including.
I was planning on like drawing everyone in my class, but then I was
my
like,
good old buddy, friend Flaky Anime.
Flaky.
And his friend who I'll call Tim.
Tim.
The first thing we did was this climbing course called The Tower. You basically just climbed well. It started off easy, but as it got higher, it got way.
A fun fact, like with the camera, I made it so like the picture was like slightly like squinted, sort of, so it's like looks kind of all weird, and I made it so like the camera slowly gets like a bit smaller, so it like zooms in a bit. It's kind of hard to explain.
Way more difficult. At one point, I was trying to get across to another part of the course, but then some other.
I was really dreading animating me just like climbing around it, so I just kind of like made him go like. I think that looks kind of funnier there.
The other guy was trying to climb back to where I was from the part I was trying to get to. So we were just shuffling around the pole, reattaching the clippers we had. I thought I was gonna fall off and die, but fortunately, I did.
I genuinely just said, unfortunately, I didn't die, but nah, that doesn't sound. I don't like that. Don't do that.
We also jumped off a building. Okay, that's not entirely true. There was a building here that has a zip line, which I didn't get to go on, and there was just this giant drop that you could jump off.
Yeah, I genuinely thought you would just jump off. I don't know.
Don't worry, dear viewers. I did jump off a building. We waited in line until it was my turn. I wanted to do a funny when I jumped off, so I jumped and. Wait, no, I forgot my heart!
This kind of just like some filler part. Also, because I thought it'd be fun. Just death and destruction.
Actually, no. Get tricked, nerd. We had harnesses, so ha! What? When we were first told about this trip, we were told that we were going to do paintball, but we never actually did, and instead went to this water place called Aqua Lock.
I couldn't find an actual, like, official PNG of that, so I had to just find it and then, like, kind of, like, cut it off myself. Aqua lock. Also, I spell aqua wrong every single time.
We put on our very uncomfortable wetsuits and went there. It was literally just a lake and some fancy castle-looking things. The water was freezing,
Sonic Unleashed music is the best.
but you know, I obviously had to get in, so. People kept trying to push me into the water, but it was still fun. At one point, I.
Also, by the way, that. Hello, I'm still recording, by the way. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know if I'm gonna keep that, but I think I will. I don't care really much. What are you getting? Goodbye. There used to not be a guy here. What am I talking about? Anyway,
People kept trying to push me into
oh, yeah, by the way, that's Tim. This is not the best picture to pause on.
the water, but it was still fun. At one
really
point, I
good.
started to feel sick, so I was brought to shore and got dressed.
Yeah,
The day came to a close,
really
so we
sick.
took our picture. Some guy ate a
These are good thumbnails according to Animations on Fire, but I didn't use them.
paintball, and we left. The end of the year came as a nice little gift for some of the
Not much to
teachers.
say about this
I
part.
got them
It's
their
just down to
favorite
him
chocolate bar. Most
speaking.
of them didn't even take the thing, or I didn't even get to give it to them. Other than the
This-
librarian, who
This took me
was
so
unfortunately
long to
leaving the school.
record.
So I got her a
my
Mars
god.
bar and I wrote her a nice letter before she left. And with that, I think I'll end the video here. Before we finish, I want to give you some advice if you're going into secondary school or high school or anything soon.
I was originally just gonna end the video just there, but I thought it would be a nice thing to give like a nice message at the end. But this is actually some advice my mum gave me.
If you're feeling scared,
I don't know. My mother, when I was going into secondary school, she said everyone feels the same way. I should have credited her, but I didn't because I'm just that
or
that
sad
cool.
that you won't see your friends again,
I guess
or
I
just
guess
scared
this
of the
counts as
school in
credit.
general.
I don't know.
Remember, everyone feels the same way. How do I know? I was absolutely broken before
Yeah,
going
there's a bit of an
into
animation
the
mistake
same
here.
way. How do I?
So the way I like shaded things was that I made like what do you like there's I made like a separate layer on like in like the animation app that was like that used the overlay blending effect, which and I just drew black, which kind of made it look like nice shading. And like you see Henry's eyes are like I didn't draw it like thinking that I'd have Henry's eyes like be like closed sort of, ev- but when I did this scene, I didn't really notice that it was kind of like some parts weren't drawn, so it just looks like this. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't know.
I
don't
was
know
absolutely
what other way to
broken
explain
before
it.
going into secondary school. I missed my friends and I was intimidated by the
That's
school
why they
itself.
animated
Change is
the video.
scary. I wouldn't know. Also, remember, you can still contact your friends over the internet. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this month's Henry video.
Yeah, this
if you
took a
enjoyed,
long time to make. It took a whopping 12 days. The only thing I did for those like 12 days was like one time I went to like I went outside to like to go to like some place with my friend, and then like and that's basically it. And the rest of those days I was just like animating.
subscribe
Just,
or follow. I don't know what
That's all I
platform
did.
you're on. Hi, Newgrounds. Anyway,
Hi, Newgrounds.
good egg.
Good egg. That's something I say. There's only one video here. I wanted to do a music like the music only thing, but who genuinely cares about that? I'll probably do it, but if you like it, I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Anyway, that's the video thing. That like the audio commentary. I hope you enjoyed this video. At first I was having like a couple like thoughts like thinking, "Oh, this isn't as good as the Tato Park video," but this just I think this wipes the Tato Park video out of the water now that like it's quite a lot better in my opinion. But at the end of the day, what lesson can you learn from this video? Well, I think I wanted to include like an end card part, but I was too lazy. I thought I don't think I have enough time to record this, so I just didn't do it. So, but here's what I was gonna say. I I spent ages working on this video. It took me ages to write the script. It took me ages to record it, and I think this shows that and you can do anything if you set your mind to it. Like here's something I've never told before, but when I started making the Tato Park video, like I already said the Tato Park video. Like yeah, I like when I first recorded that and I realized I had to animate like an entire 8 minute long video by myself. I was like crying about that because I was like that like there was like a bunch of pressure I felt. But I did it and people liked it. And I did the same thing here. And people seem to like it. So I think you can if you have something you want to do, you should do it. There's there's nothing stopping you. Like I made I you don't need a bunch of people to make you don't need a bunch of people to make things. It doesn't even need to be all that good. If it makes you happy or just make something. I get this feels that's my lesson of the day. Just make something. That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know what else to say. This video is probably very long. Should I edit this? I don't know. This is it's kind of like I'm there. It's like I'm there speaking with you. Like you're watching the video with me, I guess. Right. So now what? Hmm. Yeah, go subscribe to Graham Apple. He's a very funny guy. Also, everyone in my recommended. Stop recommending me this, please. What are you trying to say about me? Everyone in this. Everyone here, go subscribe to them. Everyone here, go subscribe to them. Especially Flaky. If I just say especially, that's gonna make it seem like I prefer other people. I subscribe to everyone. I don't know. If you like their content, subscribe to them. Should I end the video here? I don't know. Is anyone gonna watch this? To be honest, I don't really care. Uh, when I'm going through my analytics, I disliked this video. I like every other one of my videos, then. I just did this to look good. Anyway, uh, show chat replay. There is no chat replay. It just disappears after a while. What happened? Oh, yeah, Bright Wolf Master crawled out of a hole to get here. He just. How did that get here? Shut up! Like a gun. Why? What's going on here? We need to get. Yeah, I should probably end this video before I was about to talk about Clever Spider, and I don't want him to come after me again. He tried to break into my house that one time. I hate him. I mean